Hello, Tish Tushington here, broadcasting from Booby Dingle once again. One's back after one's summer break. Well, one uses the word break. It was actually anything but, largely due to an unexpected invitation to go yachting around the Caribbean with the Bransons. We just got back from our holiday in, well, most of Europe actually, when Dickie Branson invited us to join him and some chums on his new yacht. And as the Duke of Devonshire and the Dysons and the Zuckerbergs had all accepted his invitation, we rather thought it would be churlish of us not to. I'm sure you've all found yourselves in similar circumstances. So we'd literally got back to Tushington Hall, had a couple of swift G&Ts while the staff unpacked and repacked for us, and then bish bash bosh, we were off again. Now, it is lovely cruising the Caribbean, but it can be tremendously draining. I'm sure you'll all agree. And of course, old Branners was the most charming of hosts, as always. But you know, by the time the Brigadier and I had got back to Tushington Hall, we were quite exhausted. And on this occasion, I did have to agree with the Brigadier. We really were completely shagged out. Are you well? One does hope so. Oh, thank you, Perkins. Well, it's all been jolly quiet here in Booby Dingle since my last broadcast. Tranquil, I suppose one might say, apart from one or two little setbacks we've had in the village. Well, of course you wouldn't have heard, would you? Well, first of all, our postmistress, Miss Chadwick, was arrested and charged with cultivating a controlled substance. Yes, Miss Chadwick. For her own personal use, her defence team are maintaining. Most out of character. One can only assume that poor old Miss Chadwick was indulging in a spot of herbal homeopathy to ease some lingering ailment, as people do these days. According to the Daily Mail, cultivating one's own herbal remedies is all the rage at the moment, particularly in the north. However, in Miss Chadwick's case, I'm sure it's all a lot of forensic fuss about one little airborne seedling that's drifted in from Amsterdam or Wales and taken root in one of her delightful window boxes. Wouldn't you agree, Perkins? What's that you say? All 87 fully matured grade 1 skunk plants. Really? Good Lord. Do you know, I wondered what she was doing with all of our horse manure. She was literally bagging it up on release. Had to be fresh, she said. Fresh, good Lord, it was absolutely steaming. Now, please let me assure you that this sort of thing just doesn't happen in Booby Dingle normally. I'm sure you'll agree.
Jim!
Are you all right, Perkins? Did you say Jim? Good Lord, yes, Jim. Jim Bodkin. Jim Bodkin, the village rogue. Or, as the Brigadier refers to him, Booby Dingle's resident thieving bastard. Rather harsh. Oh, we love him, really. Bit of a jolly scoundrel. Every village has one, you know, and we've got Jim. Bit of an entrepreneur, actually. Jim's latest venture is distilling his own gin down at his small holding at Lower Clag Farm, or as it's locally known, the scrapyard. It's not bad stuff, actually. Might order a case. When the Customs and Excise chaps have concluded their investigations, of course. But the most staggering affair that one's come back to is the news that one's old chums, the Farlingtons, have been carted off for questioning by the local constabulary. It really is too much. It would appear that Binky Farlington has found herself in a spot of bother. Apparently, the immigration chaps carried out some sort of dawn raid after a tip-off, and after some very thorough questioning and a 2-day search of the Farlingtons' estate, they did in fact round up some of Binky's staff, and the Farlingtons are now helping with their inquiries. One can scarcely take it in. All of her ground staff have been detained, and Abdullah, her new dressage coach, has disappeared. And most of her kitchen staff, including Mrs. Chinghua, her excellent new cook, have been locked up. How on earth is she going to cope without Mrs. Chinghua? How do the authorities expect her to entertain? It really isn't cricket. Poor old Binky. And she was right in the middle of preparations for this year's Young Farmers Ball. It's on Friday. It really is most inconvenient to have one's staff carted off when one's about to entertain the county. I'm sure you'll all agree. And as for all of the attention that the village is getting, it's most undeserved and very unwelcome. Poor old Binky. And her husband, the Earl, of course, who both deny any wrongdoing. One can only assume that there's been some frightful administrative error and that the Farlingtons will be released forthwith. All the same, it's extremely hard luck and very bad timing. Right, well, I think that's you all fully briefed and up to date with news here in the village. Oh, before one goes, one must take this opportunity to acknowledge all of one's Twitter followers. Your interest in Booby Dingle is most heartwarming, so please may I take this opportunity to say thanks awfully. Apart from Mr. Big Bad Bang Bang from Barnsley, Alan from Zarg69 _ fat bastard. What you're suggesting, Alan, is quite illegal. Block them, Perkins. Well, this is me, Tish Tushington, signing off till next time. Cheerio! Perkins, how many followers does one have at the moment?
105, madame.
105. How exciting. How many followers has Dickie Branson got?
12.4 million, madam.
Has he really? Perhaps the Brigadier was quite right. Flash bastard.